Yaqub, chapter 1. Yaqub, a servant of yahuah, and the Adon yahusha Hamashiach, to the 12 tribes who are in the dispersion, greetings. My brothers, count it all joy when you fall into various trials, knowing that the proving of your belief works endurance, and let endurance have a perfect work, so that you be perfect and complete, lacking in naught. If any of you lacks wisdom, let him ask of Elohim, who gives to all generously and without reproach, and it shall be given to him. But he should ask in belief, not doubting. For he who doubts is like a wave of the sea, driven and tossed by the wind. For that male should not think that he shall receive whatever from the Adon. He is a double-minded male, unstable in all his ways. And let the lowly brother boast in his exaltation, but the rich in his humiliation, because as a flower of the field he shall pass away. For the greater light rose with burning heat and withered the grass, and its flower fell, and its pretty appearance perished. So also the rich male shall fade away in all his ways. Baruch is the male who endures trial, for when he has been proved, he shall receive the crown of height, which the Adon has promised to those who love him. Let no one say when he is enticed, I am enticed by Elohim, for Elohim is not temptable by evil, and he entices no one, but each one is enticed when he is drawn away by his own desire and trapped. Then, when desire has conceived, it gives birth to crime, and crime, when it has been accomplished, brings forth to death. Do not go astray, my beloved brothers. Every good gift and every perfect gift is from above, coming down from the Father of lights, with whom there is no change, nor shadow of turning. Having proposed it, he brought us forth by the word of truth, for us to be a kind of first fruits of his creatures. So then, my beloved brothers, let every male be swift to hear, slow to speak, slow to wrath. For the wrath of male does not work righteousness of Elohim. Therefore put away all filthiness and overflow of evil, and receive with meekness the implanted word which is able to save your lives. And become doers of the word, and not hearers only, deceiving yourselves. Because if anyone is a hearer of the word and not a doer, he is like a male who looks at his natural face in a mirror. For he looks at himself and goes away, and immediately forgets what he was like. But he that looked into the perfect Torah, that of freedom, and continues in it, not becoming a hearer that forgets, but a doer of work, this one shall be Baruch in his doing. If any one among you thinks he is religious, and does not bridle his tongue, but deceives his own heart, this one's religion is worthless. Clean and undefiled religion before Elohim and Father is this, to visit orphans and widow in their affliction, to keep oneself unstained from the world. Chapter 2. My Akim, do not hold the Amunah of our Adon yahusha Hamashiach, the Adon of esteem, with partiality. For if there should come into your assembly a male with gold rings and a splendid robe, and there should also come in a poor one dressed in rags, and you pay attention to the one wearing the splendid robe, and say to him, you sit here in a good place, and say to the poor one, you shall stand there, or sit here by my feet. Have you not discriminated among yourselves, and become judges with wicked thoughts? Listen, my beloved brothers, has Elohim not chosen the poor of this world, rich in belief and heirs of the reign, which he promised to those who love him? But you have shown disrespect towards the poor male. Do not the rich oppress you and drag you into the courts? Do they not blaspheme that good name by which you are called? If you truly accomplish the sovereign law according to the scripture, you shall love your neighbor as yourself. You do well. But if you show partiality, you commit crime, being found guilty by the Torah as transgressors. For Whoever shall guard all the Torah and yet stumble in one point, he is guilty of all. For he who said, "Do not commit adultery," also said, "Do not murder." Now, if you do not commit adultery, but you do murder, you have become a transgressor of the Torah. So speak, and so do as those who are to be judged by a Torah of freedom. For the judgment is without compassion to the one who has shown no compassion, and compassion boasts over judgment. My Akim, what use is it for anyone to say that he has belief but does not have works? This belief is unable to save him. And if a brother or sister is naked and in need of daily food, but one of you says to them, "Go in peace, be warmed and be filled," but you do not give them the bodily needs, what use is it? So also belief, if it does not have works, is dead in itself. But someone might say, "You have belief and I have works. Show me your belief without your works, and I shall show you my belief by my works." You believe that Elohim is one, you do good. The demons also believe and shudder. But do you want to know, O foolish man, that belief without the works is dead? Was not Abraham, our father, declared right by works when he offered Yitzchak his bond on the altar? Do you see that the belief was working with his works, and by the works the belief was perfected? And the scripture was filled, which says, Abraham believed Elohim, and it was reckoned to him for righteousness, and he was called Elohim's friend. You see then that a male is declared right by works, and not by belief alone. In the same way, was not Rahab the whore also declared right by works when she received the messengers and sent them out another way? For as the body without the spirit is dead, so also the belief is dead without the works. Chapter 3. Not much of you should become teachers, my Akim, knowing that we shall receive greater judgment. For we all stumble in much. If anyone does not stumble in word, he is a perfect male, able also to bridle the entire body. Look, we put bits in the mouths of horses for them to obey us, and we turn their body. Look at the ships too. Although they were so big and driven by strong winds, they are turned by a very small rudder, wherever the pilot intends. So too, the tongue is a little member, yet boasts greatly. See how a little fire kindles a great forest? And the tongue is a fire, the world of unrighteousness. Like a forest among our members, the tongue is placed and one defiling the entire body, and lighting on fire the course of generations, rolling from the beginning and the end is lit on fire itself. For every kind of beast and bird, of reptile and creature of the sea, is tamed and has been tamed by male kind, but no male is able to tame the tongue. It is unruly evil and filled with deadly poison. With it we barak our Elohim and Father, and with it we curse males, who have been made in the likeness of Elohim. Out of the same mouth proceed barakah and cursing. My Akim, this should not be so. Does a fountain send forth sweet and the bitter from the same opening? My brothers, is a fig tree able to bear olives and grapevine figs? So neither is a fountain to make salt and sweet water. Who is wise and understanding among you? Let him show by his good behavior his works and meekness of wisdom. But if you have bitter jealousy and self-seeking in your hearts, do not boast against and lie against the truth. This is not the wisdom coming down from above, but it is earthly, unspiritual, demonic. For where jealousy and self-seeking are, there is confusion and every foul deed. But the wisdom from above is first clean, then peaceable, gentle, ready to obey, filled with compassion and good fruits, without partiality and without hypocrisy. And the fruits of righteousness is sown in peace by those who make peace. Chapter 4. Where do fightings and strivings come from among you? Do they not come from your pleasures that battle in your members? You desire and do not have. You murder and are jealous and are unable to obtain. You strive and fight, and you do not possess, because you do not ask. You ask and do not receive, because you ask evilly, in order to spend it on your pleasures. Adulterers and adulteresses, do you not know that friendship with the world is enmity with Elohim? Whoever therefore intends to be a friend of the world makes himself an enemy of Elohim. Or do you think that the scripture speaks to no purpose? Does the root which dwells in us intensively crave unto envy? But he gives greater favor because of this. He says, Elohim resists the proud, but gives favor to the humble. So then, subject yourselves to Elohim. Resist the devil, and he shall flee from you. Draw near to Elohim, and he shall draw near to you. Cleanse hands, lawless, and cleanse heart, you double-minded. Lament and mourn and weep. Let your laughter be turned to mourning, and your joy to sadness. Humble yourselves in the sight of the Adon, and he shall lift you up. Akim, do not speak against one another. He that speaks against a brother and judges his speaks against the Torah and judges the Torah. And if you judge the Torah, you are not a doer of the Torah, but a judge. There is one lawgiver and judge, who is able to save and to destroy. Who are you to judge one another? Come now, you who say, today or tomorrow, let us go to such and such a city, spend a year there, and trade and make a profit, when you do not know of tomorrow. For what is your height? For it is a vapor that appears for a little and then disappears. Instead of your saying, if the Adon desires, we shall live and do this or that. But now you boast in your proud speeches. All such boasting is wicked. To him then who knows to do good and does not do it, to him it is a crime. Chapter 5. Come now, rich ones, weep crying aloud over the hardships coming upon you. Your riches have rotten, and your garments have become moth-eaten. Your gold and silver have become rusty, and their rust shall be a witness against you. And you shall eat your flesh like fire. You have laid up treasure in the last days. See the wages of the work folk who mowed your fields, which you kept back, cry out. And the cries of the reapers have reached the ears of yahuah of hosts. You have lived on the arets and pleasure and luxury. You have fattened your hearts as in the day of slaughter. You have condemned. You have murdered the righteous. He does not resist you. So, Akim, be patient until the coming of the Adon. See, the farmer waits for the precious fruit of the arets, waiting patiently for it until it receives the early and latter rain. You too, be patient. Establish your hearts for the coming of the Adon, who has drawn near. Do not grumble against each other, Akim, lest you be judged. See, the judge is standing at the door. My Akim, as an example of suffering and patience, take the Nabim, who spoke in the name of Yahuah. See, we call those Baruch who endured. You have heard of the endurance of Ayub, and saw the purpose of Yahuah, that he is very sympathetic and compassionate. But above all, my Akim, do not swear either by the Shemayim or by the Arets or with any other oath, but let your yes be yes and your no be no, lest you fall into judgment. Is any of you suffering evil? Let him palal. Is anyone in good spirits? Let him sing tahalim. Is anyone among you sick? Let him call for the elders of the assembly, and let them palal over him, having anointed him with the oil in the name of the Adon. And the palal of belief shall save the sick, and the Adon shall raise him up. And if he has committed transgression, he shall be forgiven. Confess your trespass to one another, and palal for one another, so that you are healed. The earnest palal of a righteous one accomplishes much. Ali Yahu was a male with feelings like us, and he palaled earnestly that it would not rain, and it did not rain on the land for 3 years and 6 months. And he palaled again, and the Shemayim gave rain, and the land brought forth its fruit. Akim, if anyone among you goes astray from the truth, and someone turns him back, let him know that he who turns a transgressor from straying of his way shall save a high from death and cover a great number of transgression. Yaqub.